Hi, I'm Mike Halligan, CEO for God's Pantry Food Bank. Thank you for joining us for our first video blog of fiscal 2022. Our fiscal year runs from July 1st through June 30th every year. And today, we're going to talk just a little bit about the impact of increased food assistance that we see as summer turns into fall and as fall then turns into winter. And we're also going to talk briefly about the increase in demands that we fully expect this fall because of the federal economic support programs that were available during the pandemic that have started to sunset. We're concerned about the amount of food that people will need as those programs expire. In the first 90 days of fiscal 2022, God's Pantry Food Bank distributed 10 million pounds of food. In fact, it was 10.4 million pounds of food. And one of the things that is really cool about the food distribution that we've done in the past 90 days is 40% of that food, 4.2 million pounds, was fresh produce. One of the highest numbers of fresh produce that we have seen in our history. We also rescued nearly 3 million pounds of food from grocery stores and restaurants who participate in our Meal Connect and Meal Connect real-time programs. That said, we are very concerned about the volume of food that we expect to distribute in the next 90 days. Our goal for fiscal 22 is 45 million pounds, and with the federal programs that have expired and sunset, we fully expect to be distributing somewhere between 10 and 15% more food than what we've done in the first 90 days of this fiscal year. A couple of weeks ago, we had the opportunity to talk about actions that we will take as part of Hunger Action Month. And specifically, one of the announcements that we made was the opening of a new volunteer center and pantry on 817 Winchester Road. That volunteer center will allow us to work with individuals to help us sort food, to help us stock the pantries, and to help us do more in feeding those who are hungry in Fayette County. In addition, we're going to have a pantry in the front of 817 Winchester Road, and we are adding a pantry at the north side branch of the library over in the Winburn area. You may ask, why those two neighborhoods? One of the things that we did during the pandemic was to evaluate where people live who seek assistance from God's Pantry Food Bank, and we looked at it at the census tract level. And it became very clear to us that we needed to have a physical presence in Winburn, and we needed to have an additional physical presence in East End. So that's the reason why we are doing 817 Winchester Road. Again, a volunteer center with a pantry attached. The volunteer center is expected to open later this fall, and the pantry in late spring of 2022. The Winburn neighborhood, we expect that pantry to open sometime late fall this year. Beyond Fayette County, we've learned how important it is to do direct distribution. We are purchasing another straight truck. That straight truck will be a dedicated mobile pantry. And very soon we will be able to do daily mobile pantry distributions in 22 counties across central and eastern Kentucky, sometime in the second half of fiscal 2022. Those are just a few of the actions that we are taking to expand our capacity, to expand our capability, and to be able to provide more service to neighbors who are experiencing hunger. Thank you for taking a few minutes out of your day to learn a little bit more about God's Pantry Food Bank. We could not do this work without you. Your generous financial support, your support of time, your support of thought leadership help us better do our work feeding those across central and eastern Kentucky who are experiencing hunger.